Here's how to calculate a window grade in which we give different weights to various categories of assessment. So let's go to the Add Calculated column and choose Weighted. We're going to calculate a grade for window 2, so we'll call this window 2 grade. We'll use the same name in the Grade Center display. We'll choose the primary display to be percentage and the secondary display to be letter. I'm not going to associate this with a grading period because this is a summary of a grading period and therefore it doesn't really belong within the period. So I'll leave this pull down menu as none. Now let's scroll down and look at subheading 3. We could do this by selecting columns. That's a possibility, but what we want to do is to weight various categories. So if we look at the window 2 grades, we'll notice that in window 2 we have quizzes, we have labs, we have a term paper, and we have tests. So let's just scroll down through the columns again and notice what we have in window 2. We have quizzes, tests, labs, and a term paper. So we're going to weight the categories, weight the assessments by category. So first of all, we will consider how much weighting we want to give to tests. So we're going to click on test, and when we click on this category, we'll see the various tests for all the relevant windows. We click on the arrow, and now we can choose a category, a weighting for tests. So let's say we want tests to be 40% of the grade. We type in 40 here, and crucially we want to use the tests in window 2 only. So here we'll go to window 2. So now I've made tests in window 2 account for 40% of window 2's grade. I'm going to choose to weight these tests proportionally, which means that if one test had double the points value of another test, it would contribute twice as much to the grade. So I'm going to click the proportionately option. If you weight them equally, tests which have different point values will contribute the same amount to the grade. So now I'm going to add another category, and I know that there are quizzes in window 2, so I'll click on quiz and click the arrow. I'm going to make quizzes worth 10% of the grade. So I'll type in 10 here, and again I want to make sure that I identify the quizzes as being in window 2 since we're calculating a grade for window 2. So I'll scroll down to window 2. Again, I'm going to choose to weight the quizzes proportionally, so if one quiz had double the points value of another, it will contribute twice as much to the grade. So I'll click proportionally. Next, we had a labs in window 2, so I'll click the category lab, press the arrow, and we need to scroll here. I want this to account for 20% of the grade in window 2, so I want labs in window 2 to be 20% of the window 2 grade. So again, I need to identify the window, and again I'm going to click proportionally. So if one lab is worth twice as much as the other, blah blah blah. And the last category I'm going to include in this weighting is the term paper. Notice at this point that Blackboard tells you the total weight of the categories you've added so far. This is important because you must have a total weight of 100%. So the term paper is going to be worth 30%. So I'll click on term paper, click on the arrow. I need to scroll down once more. We're going to make the term paper worth 30%. In the grading period window 2. Not that it really matters here, but we'll click proportionally. And if I scroll down now, I'll click Submit, and we've now created a grade for window 2. Now you can't see the grade now because we need to go to the Manage menu, scroll down to Organize Grade Center, and remember we didn't associate this grade with a particular window, so it'll be in the No Grading Period section, and we'll just drag this up until it's in the Show in All section, and we'll place it next to the window 1 grade. And there it is. So let's click Submit. And now we'll see a calculated grade for window 2 in which we weighted assessment by category of assessment, and this is placed next to the window 1 grade in Grade Center. And that's it.